So let's talk about WWE because there's some. So first of all, we missed you last week. There was something I wanted to ask you about last week. What happened last week, Joe?
Cody left AEW.
Yeah, what's your story on that? Do you have any? Do you have some good sourcing on that?
Yeah, I spoke about that. Cody is coming in. Like there's a lot of mixed stuff this week. I saw last week. I said that Cody was coming in. I said something about the Austin thing. Also, I don't know if you guys saw, Undertaker is in the Hall of Fame, and AJ Styles' contract has been signed. That just got out this week. When I think, how long ago did I say it here that he was? Yeah. I even said it as one of my reasons why I thought that he could be a guy that wins the Rumble, because he just signed a new contract, got vaccinated, gave up his channel, and these guys are putting it out this week as a big story, like the story of the week. AJ Styles signed his contract. It was our story, like 3-4 weeks ago, at least. Yeah. Do you never see that and just think that we talk about that week?
Well, here's the thing: is that, bro, we have our audience. It's like it's just very difficult to in this environment where we're our show, we're outside the box, we're outside the echo chamber. We don't agree with everybody. We don't so it's just very difficult when we have information. It's like our listeners and our people that watch this show, they know what's up, but it's like trying to get that message out to everybody else. It's like just difficult because we have our limited people that listen to us compared to these other Mark shows and stuff and things. So it's like, but we know what's up.
You say that very blasé, like they know what's up, but I really only feel like they know what's up in the last 2-3 weeks. The tweets and the comments that I've been getting are very different now the last 2 weeks. I think now people realize what's what, because I don't think they were sure before. But now I think they really do understand what's up. I do think that, because I'm not been getting any shit or anything lately. Yeah. So it's very different.
I've seen a lot of positive tweets, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So, I mean, that should never have been the case. Like, people should have trusted you guys in terms of, if you're going to bring on, just going to bring on any old homeless-looking person from London without having any, credibility. But
you do look a little homeless today. So. You do look homeless today, a little bit. It's like all you have. The wrestling T-shirt would be the perfect example. It's like, it's like
the wrestling T-shirt puts.
Let me tell you this. There's a little sidebar. For the first time, my gym, there was a guy and he had on a shirt that said "Ahead of the Table." Yeah. It's the first time at my gym I've seen somebody wear wrestling gear, like any type of wrestling, thing. But back in the day, you'd see Austin 316s, NWOs, and stuff. Like today, it's just
ECW.
It's like not much.
This is the only new thing I have. Like, I have some T-shirts that Drew McIntyre sent me, or sent to Austin, and I got a couple, and that's it. Like, everything else, everything old I have is like Austin, Hogan, Randy Savage, things like that. NWO. Like, yeah, I haven't bought anything like new other than this thing, and I wore this to really get into. I was at a show, and I just wanted to when I go to shows, I want to spend some money. Like, I have this weird thing where even if every soccer game I go to, I have to go into the club shop. I have to buy the scarf and the program from that day. I don't have no idea why I do it. I never read it. I never wear the scarf, but I always have them all stored in a box. So yeah, it's a weird issue. But yeah, Cody Rhodes is coming into WWE. I think that was just largely down. And the thing is that the thing that I don't think people are saying is that if Tony Khan wanted to make him stay, he had an option on that deal to make him stay. Like, he could have said, "All right, we're exercising our right to maintain you." But obviously on mutual consent, that didn't happen. So it's not like Cody's leaving and AEW is saying, "Oh, please stay, please stay." He said to them, and this has not been reported, "I want to go." And Tony Khan's turned around and said, "All right then." So I don't know if Konnan knows any more about that or sensed any kind of vibe back there. But the information that I get is that Cody wanted out, and this wasn't what he thought it was going to be, and this hasn't been moving in the direction that he thought it was going to be, even to the point where, and I got this from somebody who knows Cody personally, where they turned around and said they think he didn't turn heel because everything he wants to do as a heel and all the freshness that he wants to bring to that, he doesn't want to do in AEW towards the end of a contract that he doesn't plan on sticking out. So essentially, he didn't want to turn heel and just turn heel for 4 or 5 months when he knew he can have a hell of a run where he's going to work next and use all that material and ideas for that. So
did Jericho resign?
What's that?
Did Jericho resign with AEW?
Who?
Jericho.
Did he sign for WWE? Did you say?
No, AEW. Did he resign? Is he like his deal's coming up soon, isn't it?
I read that he did, but I don't know if that's 100% accurate.
Well, let me tell you something about Jericho. Okay, for Cody left. Okay, I got it on that Moxley was not very. I've got sources. Okay, heard Moxley hasn't really been gung ho about AEW for a while. Jericho, quietly has gotten in very good shape lately. Did everybody notice this?
Yeah, he looked good.
Did you notice that on the show?
He looked good last night.
I thought he got into shape when people dragged him. Remember when he showed up after an NBA show and everybody's calling him fat?
Right. I noticed.
But I thought that's when he got.
Yeah, but I noticed how good he looks. I noticed he looks good, actually.
Yeah, he does look good, but I don't think it's recent.
Yeah, because I haven't really seen him wrestle a lot of matches recently. But with Moxley's deal coming up, Jericho getting back in shape. I mean, bro, these guys are they going to go back and all these guys came in?
I
for
wonder
Tony
if
Khan,
a lot of the stuff that we've been saying on the show, they see it too, and they're like, you know what, we need to go back to where they know how to make stars. I don't know, but that's very weird to me because the only thing I can say, Billy, is that it's very weird to me because first of all, you're the EVP. You've got 2 reality shows. You're set for life. You can do whatever you want. You know you're always going to be protected. You always know you're going to have a cushy job. You always you're going to be able to hook up your friends. He really had it made there. He really had it very comfortable. And you got to admire the guy that got out of his comfort zone. And I would think that some of it has to do with creative. Maybe
all of it has to do with creative.
Yeah, he probably wanted to do some creative.
But what about the side of it where Tony could have kept him, or Tony could have pushed harder? But what about Tony not pushing for it either? Because there was also, without having to get into too much details, there was also for a while a lot of dissension between him and the Omega Young Bucks camp, where I think they even shouted at each other backstage a couple of times, and there were times where they weren't even not even talking to each other, even though I read now that they were all getting along at the end. But I think he was just like, well, maybe Cody's the problem here, and if he isn't here, it won't be that much of a problem. So maybe it is better that you leave. I don't know. What about he did let him go, right? He could have said, stay, here's some money to stay. Yeah. But he did let him go. You said he had an option, right? Yeah, well, everybody's got 3 years with a 1-year option. Yeah, I mean that's what Jericho's on, right. And I don't think Moxley's gonna take the way things are going. But what about this sense of we want you to turn heel? No, I don't want to turn heel, and then other guys that know him, people within WWE, believing that he's saving the turn or saving ideas for what he wants to do next. Is that something that you buy into?
Bro, I think it's hysterical that people are trying to make it sound like this is a bigger deal than it is. Cody was a mid-card guy when he left WWE. Okay, comes to AEW. They draw 900,000 to 1.1 million each week and stuff. Everything, he had some weird angles on the show. It's and I just don't know, him going back is what's. Yeah, I would not be surprised if Vince McMahon brings him back to just embarrass him.
But Glenn, it's not a big deal because Cody Rhodes is a big deal, or Cody Rhodes is a big name. It's a big deal because Cody Rhodes, like Konnan just mentioned, has all of this investment and all of these options. Right. He's deep in the company, so it's almost like Triple H going to AEW. It's why would you're married into the family, etc. It's not quite at that level.
No, but it is. Billy, I think it is a big deal. I think you might be minimizing it a little bit too much, Glenn, because he might have left as a mid-carder, but he ain't coming back as a mid. Wait. Let me just say this. The guy, when he doesn't do stupid promos like the ones that led to his being booed, all right? He's cut some. There were times when he cut some of the best promos in the business, when he did the one with his brother, and he did a couple of ones where I was like, holy where'd this come from? And I think the fact that this guy, who is one of the pillars of AEW with the Young Bucks and all these other, we know who they are, and who, symbolically took that hammer and took it to the throne, and he was actually taking shots at WWE, and now he's one of the top guys, and finally he's the first guy to finally come back, okay? And even if Vince embarrasses him, Cody's going to get a great deal. So Cody's probably, all right, you want to embarrass me for $5 million a year? Go ahead. But that would be stupid on Vince's part when he could probably take advantage of him and do something really cool.
Let me correct myself then. I don't think I'll say this then. It's a bigger deal of finding out why exactly he's leaving than it is a big deal of him actually showing up and being on their weekly television. What's he going to do? You know what I'm saying? I want to know why I want to know exactly why he left.
Yeah.
I wonder if he's going to say, bro, it has to be creative difference. And this is like, bro, you think a guy like the son of Dusty Rhodes, okay, is going to go over into AEW with these guys, and he's been in WWE. His dad ran NWA. He grew up in the business, right? And you're going to have a guy, a billionaire that's straight out of the message boards from the Wrestling Observer newsletter years ago and fantasy booker and something. Bro, I guarantee you this is exactly the type of situation that happened with Jeff and Dixie. Is Jeff had the wrestling mind, how to run things, everything, and Dixie had her way. And just to the point, when you're right, and you've been in the business, and you have years and years and years and years of experience, and it's like you don't have to listen to this guy telling you what to do anymore that obviously doesn't have any experience in this job, wants to run everything, wants all the creative to go through him, and I guarantee you that's where they butted heads. That's where they absolutely butted heads, and I bet you the people that are Tony's yes men are the guys that have never done this before. Kenny, the Bucks, but Cody's done this. Cody worked in the WWE system. His dad was a promoter, so he just didn't fit with those guys, and he doesn't fit with those guys. And
also, I don't think that he's going over without knowing beforehand that A, the contract is there, and B, that Brandy and him and his reality TV prospects and all of that stuff will be taken care of, be it on Fox or NBC or whatever umbrella that umbrellas the WWE have, because Brandy and Cody collectively are a commodity that the modern day WWE could use. I mean, look at Miz and Maurice. That's not where the level I want to see him coming in at. I know the Miz teased him this week and ended up going with Logan Paul. I think that would be disappointing if we see Brandy and Cody going up against Miz and Maurice at some point. I mean, that does seem like a WWE idea, but that also says that Cody Rhodes is not going in at a high level. I don't think that's going to be the case, but I also believe that
I doubt very seriously Cody would be leaving for that, and I think that he's smart enough to get assurances that he's going to be used right, knowing the past that WWE has of people over when they left and come back. I can't see him going in there blindly just because he's mad.
No, and that's it. And I also don't think it's all about in-ring and bookings and winning titles and stuff. I think outside of that entity, the brand of Cody and Brandy will end up featuring on WWE things and projects and whatnot, and there'll be bigger names and they'll be more seen by more eyes. So I think that they know that with Nick Khan at the helm, I believe that he'll believe that he'll be better off.
Yeah, they might have offered him a really good reality show within the WWE network for good money. Bro, it's just they're making 10 times. Bro, I have the numbers. I even sent them to Disco. They're making 10 times. You know what I mean? Yeah, they might have inched up in the ratings. They might have all these stars. When you look at money and you have access to that, Billy, bro, WWE is making 10 times what they make. They got money to pay and do whatever they want. They made $1 billion last year, bro.
Yeah, and that's the thing. AEW isn't making money, but it was never designed to be making money. It was never meant to be making money at this point.
Money, just ain't making WWE money. You know what I'm saying? WWE is just a whole another level. They've done an incredible job with all the, with the media partners, whether it's Saudi Arabia or Fox and whoever, and the selling their show. at such a high price.
I don't believe AEW are making any money unless you know differently to me. I believe that they're losing $20 million a year, from what I understand. I don't think they're making any money. I think they've actually budgeted to lose $20 million a year, and they may be losing more than that. Their TV deal doesn't cover their wage bill. Like that's pretty bad to begin. That's bad business to begin with. When your TV deal doesn't, your TV deal should be more than your wages.